Crypto Kids, I have some pretty concerning news for you, which you or myself doesn't like at all that it's happening, but it is. We will go through that concerning news in a minute. But before we jump into that, I want to have an observation, a quick look over the price of Bitcoin, see if it's playing due course with our expected plan, and how that could change. We will go through the macro for Bitcoin, as always, too, whether if the bottom is in or it will take longer for us to reach that said bottom. Why is Bitcoin exactly seeing the drop to the downside will also be covered, and then we will go through our breaking news like we always do, so make sure to stick around until the end of these videos. If you do enjoy said videos, then if you can destroy the like button, I would appreciate it so much. It helps the YouTube algorithm push the content to as many people out there as possible, so make sure to destroy the likes. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe for daily Bitcoin videos and crypto analysis. And if you're not trading on a crypto exchange, but you're looking to do so and you want to buy Bitcoin and cryptos, then you can head to the partnered links in the description down below to get the best bonuses when you trade on Weeks, Levex, Coinflare, Bybit, Ubit. On Levex, you can see my exclusive member posts, and that is only if you're an affiliate under the Levex Crypto Kid link in the description down below. So check it out if you're interested in joining. Let's begin with the Bitcoin charts. A couple of days back, we made a video saying Bitcoin, I'm going short now. I just opened a head short position against my existing long-term longs, and we discussed a scenario which involved the breakdown and then potential liquidity grab, or that breakdown being a liquidity grab, and then Bitcoin doing the same to the upside, and the pennant following those liquidations, identifying its macro trends a little bit further down the road. And if we look into that chart right now, that's exactly what Bitcoin has played out, what Bitcoin has done. We posted a video last night saying, or was it 2 nights ago? Now I'm losing track of time. We said this Bitcoin pump is a trap, and even in that video, no, that was the video we posted where Bitcoin was dumping. But the last video we posted, I basically said there's no need to FOMO as Bitcoin reached $69,000. It is most likely a trap, and it's just a liquidation trap. So please don't feel the FOMO. At least that was my view at the time, and it turned out to be true because Bitcoin got a rejection to $66,000, and now we're trading at 67. What happens from now on? Look, I need to be honest with you. The only price level that concerns me is 72K. If 72K is broken, then in my opinion, we can head towards 84, retest the bull and bear market support bands, and close the CME gap at 83.7. That's all that I care about from what can happen in the future. If we're below 72, then for me, we're still bearish, and I expect, unfortunately, potentially lower price levels. Historically, the bottom for Bitcoin, when we look at the Genesis cycle, is still about 2 or so months out. And when we go into the other cycles, then we're looking at 3, 4, 5 months out to identify the bottom. Could the bottom already have been in? Yes, theoretically. In 2021, Bitcoin saw a bit more of an extended leg to the downside and broke below the 200-week moving average because we had collapses like Luna and FTX. Historically, the 200-week moving average, even during COVID, gave us that bottoming bounce. Yes, we've wicked below it, but it was, regardless, the bottom for Bitcoin. And I don't think we're going to have big companies blowing out in this crypto cycle, God forbid, because we didn't have that retail push. We didn't see those euphorias. We didn't see too much of stress from the business side of things in crypto. Hence, it's possible that we don't have an extended liquidation and we have a lot of fear. So to me, I'm still buying Bitcoin. I believe that ultimately, when I look at all of the data, like whales selling and even the shorter term holders selling, like I just see Bitcoin having a higher chance of breaking to the downside. But it doesn't mean that I'm not buying Bitcoin, because timing the exact bottom's dollar nominal value is almost impossible. And this is why I've began my accumulation. I think Bitcoin's price now is fair to be accumulating. You're below 2021 all-time highs where there was no ETFs and barely any institutional investment. So for me, buying now makes sense, even though we can correct another maybe like 35, 40%. Theoretically, a lot of whales are selling that's led to consolidations and then drops. Historically speaking, whales sold in March of 2024. You saw a consolidation followed by a drop. They sold in November, December of 2024. Consolidation, drop. They sold when we went into the bear flag that broke down to 60K. We got a consolidation, then drop. For me, that's sort of what I'm looking at. Consolidation, one more drop, and then we continue rallying, or we begin the bullish shift in momentum in Q4 of this year. To what price level can we drop to? Question mark. I think the upper 30s. My worst case scenario was 49K. Now I'm looking at the upper 30s to lower 40s as potentially being the actual worst case scenario. Doesn't mean it will happen, and it certainly doesn't mean for me to wait on the sidelines until we maybe reach it. I would much rather begin my accumulation right here. What is the concerning slash bad news? It's about employment. Jack Dorsey, the legendary Jack Dorsey, has a company called Blocks, and they're innovating a lot on the blockchain. And they have about 10,000, they had about 10,000 people working under them. But Jack Dorsey made the strategic decision literally a couple of hours ago to reduce, or he posted a couple of hours ago, to reduce his workforce from 10,000 people to just under 6,000 people. That is a 40% reduction. And the reason why they're doing this is due to the improvements in AI. They said that we could make this decision later on, or we could do it right now, suffer short-term pain, but experience the long-term productivity boost and an employment cost benefit in the more macro. So they're doing a tough decision, but we can see that even in Citrini's research, there was a part which stated the initial wave of layoffs will begin in early 2026, and we saw stocks rallying following human obsolescence, and after Block made that announcement, it surged about 20%. A lot of companies, I believe, were hesitant to announce layoffs, even if AI could theoretically replace them right now due to shareholder stock value. Block did it, they jumped the gun, they did it, and their shares went up 20%, following a 40% reduction in their workforce. Tough times are coming ahead for employment. So please make sure the best way to get ahead of it is to learn AI the best that you can, use the best models possible. Perplexity Computer just launched, it's mind-blowing. Claude, I would stay away from AI agents like OpenClaw. It's complex and dangerous, specifically if you're a crypto person. But Perplexity Computer, Claude, if you can learn these things and understand them fully, then you will be ahead of 99% of individuals. And of course, stacking Bitcoin, stacking something, some sort of asset that you believe in long term to hedge against inflation will allow you to retire earlier on, or when you get replaced by AI, at least you'll have a stash that you can live off. And hopefully Bitcoin will be worth much more by the time it happens, or maybe it's not. I mean, this is happening today, right? 4,000 people got laid off today. Scary future. I don't want to think about it so much because it does scare me, but we need to consider, like, how is the world going to look like? We'll probably have a bunch of universal basic income. The Fed will have to print a bunch of money to bail out its citizens as the unemployment rate soars, and as people sit at home and they cannot find jobs, but they're skilled enough to do jobs, but there just isn't any jobs for them. The Fed, the government, will have to intervene to look after its people. The welfare state will intervene. The welfare state costs money. They will go ahead and print as much as they can to give aid and support to these individuals until we can figure out as a civilization what to do with AI replacing our work. That will be bullish for Bitcoin. That will be bullish for risk assets in the long term. Owning assets beats inflation. Owning assets, hedge yourself against increasing debt and money printing. And if you can understand that one principle, it's going to save you a lot of headaches down the line. Breaking news wise, many speculations on Jane Street. Today at 8 p.m., which was the 10 a.m. area in New York, Bitcoin actually dumped. Please do not find narratives to state why something is happening. It's what individuals love to do. They attach a narrative to why price action is going up or down. Reality, people are selling and there aren't much buyers. This is why Bitcoin has been coming to the downsides. Jane Street, yes, although that manipulation theory seems attractive to believe in, there isn't any substantiated proof. And hey, maybe they are, but we don't have any proof of it so far. So why believe? Stripe CEO mentioned that AI agents will need a blockchain with 1 billion transactions per second. Most people don't get this with AI. I think AI is very bullish and agents are very bullish for crypto and for Bitcoin. Why is it bullish? No bank is going to give a bank account to your AI agent. Right now, your AI agent can give you a shopping list, it can arrange your travel plans, it can go through your email. But at some point, very close in the future, I'm thinking like a couple of weeks to months, AI agents will be able to have a widened access to more and more financial tools, and people will have widened trust to give AI agents that financial access to go ahead and buy stuff for them and order their food for them on a routine basis. Like imagine if the AI agent would constantly order you food at 8 p.m. when you come back from work, your food is there ready at your doorstep, or I don't know, it pays for your shopping or it pays for your invoices. It tracks all of your subscriptions and internally processes them. Nobody is going to give an AI agent a bank account. They're all going to use crypto. Even AI, when you ask AI the question, like, what are you going to use as a tool of financial or as a medium of finance? They say crypto. And that's exactly the reason behind the Stripe CEO mentioning we need blockchains with up to 1 billion transactions per second, because the primary users of blockchain are not going to be humans, but it's going to be their own AI agents. And if they're all transacting simultaneously on blockchain, doing micro fee processings, micro sum processes, payment processes, or doing large sum transactions, like they're all going to take place on the blockchain. And when we take a look at the blockchains that are able to handle the highest processing, we can see Solana, from the ones we know, Sui, are in the top two category. So Solana, theoretically, according to Webopedia, can process 65,000 transactions per second. I've read in real time, at their peak, they were able to process over 100,000. Sui has theoretical testnet peaks between 120 to 297,000. Those are coins that I would be considering to have money in for the long term. And Ethereum, or any layer one, essentially, that's promising, is good to keep in the portfolio, because when AI agents take over, it's going to be fast. With Ethereum, I've always been buying these lows for the past 3-4 weeks. I still think Ethereum is a good buy. We're getting a green candle finally. Doesn't mean the blood bath is over. I just think that 2K for Ethereum is very fair value. That's the level we expected Ethereum to drop to when we were creating this head and shoulders pattern. Can Ethereum come down more? Possible. But just like with Bitcoin, I wouldn't be waiting, because I think now already is a fair area to be purchasing more Ethereum. Couple more things before we hit the end button. It's about geopolitics. Today we had more talks between Iran and the US, and they seem to, according to the US, be more positive, and that there's going to be, Iran mentioned that there's going to be technical talks with America in Vienna on Monday. Let's all pray that this thing resolves peacefully and quickly, but we just need to be cautious. Obviously, at the end of the day, risk assets go down when geopolitical tensions increase. Keep that at the back of your minds. Crypto Kids, thank you all so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you all in about 12 hours' time on my next update video. Take care, and as always, bye bye.